Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I do hope you're well. We're back here in Poppyfields, and before I start I want to say a big thank you to my first ever Patreon contributor, which is fantastic. Nico Yushi, thank you so much for being my first Patreon member. Really appreciate it. I can't explain how much I appreciate that. And in your honour, I have renamed, where are we? Our most popular animal in the zoo is the red panda. I have renamed one of our red pandas after you. That's worth the membership alone, really, isn't it? So there we go. Right, let's crack on with what we're doing today. So thanks for your comments so far on this habitat. Steve, you had the idea of putting some cafe or something like that back here, which is probably what I was going to do anyway, but thanks for the suggestion. And you said about putting some sort of growthy stuff around the tops of ivy and stuff, so that's good as well. I will try and do some of that. I was going to do some stalactites as well. So what I'll do is I'll get a couple of facilities in place first, and then I'll work the stalactites around it. So that's what I'm going to crack on with first. So I'll do the usual. I'll get a sort of a food and a drink, and probably a toilet as well. We probably haven't put enough toilets in. Just trying to think of something we've not put in for a while. Let's go with a coffee shop. Let's try and line it up as close as I can. Okay, let's see. That's pretty close. Let's see if I can get that spot on. Is that actually connecting or not? It's not, is it? Interesting. Okay, well let's just put it in and see. Let's get a mech select next door. And then we'll get some toilets in here. Right, let's see if I can make this actually connect up. Oh. I wonder why it's... Oh, look, people can use it. That's interesting, so it doesn't need to be connected. Okay, well, that's new. I never knew that before. Very interesting. Well, you learn something new every day, don't you? Right, let's get these decorated. It's suggesting they're on a slope, but I don't think they are, because I did place them flat on there, but never mind. So what do we want this to look like? Let's think. It's underground. I quite like this wood one, actually. I think that would probably work under here. So let's get that in, and then we'll do a blank one there and put a door in place. Now, how high do I want this to go? I think I probably do want this to kind of blend into the top, like so. I may need to put another little layer on there. Let's just get the sides done first, like so. This side. Right, hopefully that's not going to stick out the top. Let's just see if I can get extra little layer on down here. Alright, hang on, let's get this height sorted out. I think we need to go down to 2 meters. There we go. Right, let's go outside and see what that looks like. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. Doesn't poke through at all. So that should give people another reason to come down here, at least. Let's get our favourite bathroom doors. On here. Like so, and then we'll get our war signs on here. Now I like to do, which one is it? Let's see. Yeah, this is the one I usually use. What I do one like that, and then you do a little turn of it like that, so you can see it when you approach it from the side. Right, so that's your basics. So I'll do a little bit along the floor here actually as well. I'll just get a basic looking floor. No, not that basic. Let's do a little stone one. Let's try and line this up. Oh, look at that, I got it basically spot on straight away. Right, let's just see. I might... You know, I think I'm just going to sort of do it all the way along here so it covers this whole edge. I think that would look really nice. Might look... No, yeah, I quite like it like that as well actually. Oh, I'll tell you what, I could even do the whole floor. Actually, thinking about it, I think that looks a bit nicer like that, doesn't it? There we go. It looks fine there, creates a nice edge. No, I can't quite do it. Okay, I'll do it there, and then I'll put a rock or something on there just to hide that bit. I mean, that's not the end of the world, actually, to be fair. It could kind of stay like that, really, couldn't it? Cool, okay. That's looking nice. Right, so let's come out of here, and let's have a look at these. So these are our big sort of stalactite type things. So my idea is to create a kind of a... I need to look from above really, because I want to... Oh no, hang on, that's a bit big. Yeah, I just want to try and create something that looks nice. Keep pushing the wrong buttons today. It's just one of those days. Just, you know, I don't think I'm going to get much done this week. So I'm recording this on Saturday, and I suspect I'm not going to get anything recorded tomorrow, and probably not on Tuesday, which is the other day that I sometimes get stuff done. So yeah, it might just be the one video, I'm afraid, this week. But we'll see. We'll see what I can do. So I apologise for that. One day, I swear, I will get more regular stuff out. It's just very hard at the moment. I've got a lot going on. It's that time of year as well where I'm having to do a bit more work in the garden. So yeah, it's just tricky. And tomorrow my girlfriend's out, so I'm on my own with my little girl. So I don't get my usual time when she's sleeping at lunchtime to sneak into the study here and get a recording done. But that's what happens when you have children, isn't it? I'm sure some of you can appreciate what it's like. Right, so this was the idea with these. It's just to create this sort of an edge along here. Quite like the idea of sort of layering this up a bit like this. I think that looks pretty cool. I like that. And then I'll do the same at this end. It's very hard working underground because you end up really struggling to see what you're doing sometimes. Right, let's do that, and then let's bring it down a bit and kind of in like that. And then I want to flip the whole thing over. very, very tricky working underground. And try and do something similar at the top, like that. Yeah, I'll have them overhanging a little bit extra, I think. I think that looks nice. And then I'm just wondering whether I can have them coming, yeah, kind of all the way in front of this. I'll delete the ones that hang down in front of the sign, obviously. But I do like the look of them, kind of hanging right down like that. A little bit tricky, just get them in the right place. Obviously the land is very uneven. Let's just see if I can get one more load kind of in here. I don't want them touching the ones at the bottom. Nice, I like that. Right, let's just come into here and just get rid of them. Actually no, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me change that. Let's just see if I can move them up. Kind of, no, not that way, but maybe kind of out a bit and up. Yeah, there we go. I won't be able to see the sign at least from the edge as you walk in. That's fine, I don't mind that. There we go, so there's our stalactites hanging down and our stalagmites growing up. I like that, I think that looks pretty cool. I tell you what, I definitely need to do something on here. So let's just come back into here. Let's do a bit of beam work on here. I won't go with my usual beams. Let's try something a bit different. I like to mix up what materials I use. Right, is that? I think what I'll do, if that's pretty much to the edge there, I think I'll take this all the way to there and then connect it in the middle, like so. Then I'll copy that down and create that little bottom bit, and I'm gonna take that backwards as well and create sort of the whole wooden worktop like that. I think that looks nice. And then I'll probably do some downwards pieces as well. So I'll just sink them back a tiny bit. Let's take that down to there. And then cover up these edges. Okay, and one more. Lovely. So nice and simple. I don't need to do too much else in there. Don't want anything sticking out any more than that. But yeah, that looks nice. Now I should probably do some nice lighting in here. I think certainly with these stalactites, I think that's going to look really cool. If I can get, I know exactly what I need to do. I need these, and they need to be red. Look at that. That's just going to look so cool. Now what I'll do, just to make sure they're nice and flat and easy to do, let's get them to about there, and then if I can hide them, basically, in there, look at that. Oh, that's going to look so cool. So I'm just going to kind of dot these in there. And the same on this side. Oh, that one's showing through a little bit there. we go. Easy as that. That's all that's going to need down there. It just creates a nice atmosphere, doesn't it? Wonderful. Right, let's get back to daytime. So most of this roof I'm not fussed about, but I do like the idea of putting a bit of growth around here. So what is the easiest way of doing that? So you said about ivy, so let's have a look at the different ivies that we have. Hang on, let's get rid of some snapping. Yeah, so that's the sort of size. All we've got, no, see that's a bit small to work with. I prefer these bigger ones. Right, let's work with this one. Right, so we'll do a bit of snapping. So we want it upright. See what I need actually. I probably want to kind of double it up a bit, make it thicker like that. Whoops. Right, let's try and get the width right. So I'm just going to move this in here and see what that looks like. Right, how am I going to do that? Let's have a look. Very hard to see what I'm working with here. So I guess, yeah, so it needs to look like that basically over there, doesn't it? So kind of hanging like that. So this side will need to be a bit further back. I have no idea if this is going to work. But yeah, I feel like it would need to be sort of back like that. Right, and then if I move the whole thing up here, let's see if this works. So there's your shape. Let's see what I can make it look like. So I guess, yeah, kind of hanging. Oh, yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to have to do a bit of adjusting with the height. Oh, I'll get this. Get the back bit looking. Okay, right, and then let's just come in. I'll manipulate bits individually. I think is the best way of doing it, because it's not quite going to work as a fixed shape, is it? So these two bits would need to come kind of right back and up like that. These two bits very similar, kind of just push them right back and up. Right, let's just come down and see what that looks like from down here. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Does create that nice feel of stuff just hanging down from the roof, doesn't it? As you walk in, nice bit of greenery down there. Because I don't want to block this, so I don't want it kind of right around this lip here. I do want it to be sort of sunk back in a bit. So yeah, there we go. That's nice. I like that. I think that's worked out all right. So I'm pretty happy with this interior area now. That's basically all that's going to need. What's showing through there? Oh, it's the wood from that. That's fine. So cool, so that's all looking good. Actually, I'll tell you what I will just do in here. I will just get, if I can, I'm just thinking, yeah, let's block that off a little bit there with a bin. Is there a gap over this end? I could get one just there, couldn't I? Excellent. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that is looking interiorly now. Interiorly, is that a word? Probably not. So, what do we still need to do on the outside? Oh yes, we can do stalactites around this as well. So, let's come in here. Let's find our stalactites. Yeah, see, I think this could look pretty cool as kind of the outside here as well. It might not, but I kind of like the idea, so I'm going to try it. I don't know if this is meant to look real or fake, really. I guess fake, really, but I might sort of continue the theme actually kind of inside a little bit as well, I think. Quite like that. We've got some which are obviously a bit tall there, sort of hovering above the ground a bit, so let's disguise that. I think it just creates a nice edge to the whole place, doesn't it? Something like that. I don't know if I want them around the top or not. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will just grab that and I'll just see what I think it looks like. Whether I think it's going to work. If I kind of sink some of these into the roof. Yeah, I think so. Let's go with it for now and we'll see what we think. Not many, just a few like that, I think. Let's just check. Do I want them coming down through the glass? Realistically, no, but it's not the end of the world, really, is it? If you get a few just coming down, it looks like they've sort of just, I don't know, like the glass is intermingled with them a bit, but that's fine. Got a couple that are just kind of hovering a bit. Let's just pop those up. I might just hide that a little bit more in there. Yeah, I'm not sure about these ones that are actually coming through the glass. Let's just get rid of them and see what we think. Don't want it to look too bare. Let's just bring a couple of them forwards. And then I can just get rid of a couple as well. There's a few just clipping the edge, but that's okay, I don't mind that. Right, what do we think? Oh yeah, it's definitely made it look a bit more interesting, hasn't it? And then I'll do a whole load of foliage on there as well. Excellent. Okay, so we've got a shelter, we've got water, we've got our interior done. It's the exterior now. So what do we have in here? Capybara and wallabies. Do you know what? I'd quite like to give them a little tunnel of some sort. Something creative. Let's have a look at just a sort of an outside tunnel area. So something made of wood. So something like that, but maybe not that. Yeah, here we go. Let's go with something like this. It may be something that they can even get on top of, potentially. for now, let's have a look. You often see this in sort of exterior zones of animals like this, so it gives them separate areas so they don't all have to be in the same place if they don't want to be. Whoops, and then this will be obviously expanded sideways. And it will become a beautiful long tunnel. Something like that. Sink it down. Maybe just pop it in there now. That's probably too low, but let's see if the animals can get in it. Oh, they can, look at that, and they can go on it, or the wallabies can. I'm pretty sure that should mean the capybara can as well. Fantastic, look at that. And then you just put a little bit of hay in there as well. And it just creates an extra little area where they can hide and they can climb on top of it as well, which will be pretty nice to see. Okay, good. So that's the sort of structures done. That's all I need to do really. Let's have a look at this outside bit before I go on. I want to do some rock work here. So I'm thinking a bit of this. I haven't used this one for a while, but I fancy using this around the edge. So let's get rid of the angle snap. Let's sink this down in. And I'm just going to integrate this kind of all the way around this edge to blend the fence and the pathway together. And then I will also use foliage to kind of cover bits up, because obviously it's quite a repeating pattern this. Now clearly the land is fluctuating a bit here, so I'm just manipulate the height a little bit. But yeah, I think this is a nice alternative to a lot of the sort of the hard edging that I've been doing recently. Well, there we go, and then same on this side. Foliage wise, what am I going to do? They definitely need shade, because again you want them to be able to be outside and in shade at the same time. So I will get them a few nice trees, but yeah, they'll have some shrubs, but lots of open ground. You know, when I've seen these animals in there's a wildlife park called Wingham near us, you know, they've got a little bit of shade, and then it's just a field. It's just an open field, literally. Not a field really. It's you know, an area of grass. It's not big enough to be a field. Otherwise, you'd never see them. But yeah, so they really don't need much in the way of foliage. They would be absolutely fine with that, but obviously it's just a little bit boring, isn't it? So I'd rather put some nice bits and pieces in there. Actually, I've just realised the time. We're basically out of time for the episode. Let's get in our education while we've got a minute. Let's see, where would we want these to be? Let's go, I'm just thinking where people walk in here. So I think having these sort of straight ahead like this would be best. So we'll have one there. And then where else do people come from? Actually, no, they don't do that. That is all they do. They just do a full lap around it. It's a dead end, isn't it? For now. I mean, they will eventually probably. We were going to do another one going off up there, weren't we? But I'll put one around this side as well, so people can read it if they've missed the other one. There we go. So let's just get. Oh, of course, there's two animals as well. So we'll do one capybara and we'll do one wallaby. There we go. Lovely. And we will get a talk point as well. I'll probably do that around here, maybe around this end. Actually, no, I'll do it here because there's a nice bit of land there and they can probably throw the food over quite easily from there. I'll get a food tray in and we'll do some enrichment items as well. And then we'll just, like I say, we'll just do some gentle foliage in here. I'll do a whole load around the hill here and the rocks. I'll make that look really nice and sort of quite dense foliage. But then out here, there'll just be a little bit on the water, a little bit on the land, and then a few trees. So it's fairly simple. And then obviously I need to decorate kind of out here as well and work out. I might continue this hedge actually. I think that would look nice if I continue that around this edge because it is the edge of the zoo. And then I can just have some trees along here. But yeah, there we go. That's going to do it for now. So what do you reckon to our cave? I think it's looking pretty cool. I have to say it is a bit over the top. Considering the when I started this zoo, I wanted it to be focused on sort of detail and realism. If you go right the way back to our entrance here, which I'm still very happy with actually. I think this still looks really nice and posh as well, which I like. But then this is still quite over the top here, isn't it? With all this sort of Asian stuff, and you've got the big cafe in the middle here. So yeah, I mean the whole zoo is looking really cool. So I'm very happy with it. But there we go. Let me know what you think. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you again in the next episode. Like I say, might not be this week, I'm afraid, but we'll have to see about that. Anyway, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye for now.